Welcome back, Marty.
Thanks, Matt.
It's great to see you. Always great to see Jake, your pet. You bring him in here, and I'm always shocked to learn just how old Jake is, because he's such a spry, young-looking fellow. How old is Jake?
He's 15 years old and quite deaf, which is good, because I'm not sure he would appreciate you calling him old. But anyway, he's done so well with us. We've had him since he was about 6 months old, and I'm also constantly amazed how aged he is in terms of his numbers.
Are there any secrets? We're talking about Elderdog, and we'll bring Kelly into the conversation in a moment, but are there any secrets for pet owners for helping for that long life? I guess it's the exercise, the good food, and Jake's giving me a good sniff here.
Sure. All the things you mentioned. I think genetics plays a really large part, and Jake's a mixed breed dog. We don't really know his background. Breed size, those giant breeds, generally we can only expect to live maybe 7 to 9 years before they're quite geriatric.
Right.
The smaller Yorkies and dogs like that often can live to be 18 or 19 years old and still have a fine life. So like you said, excellent nutrition, keeping in shape, good exercise, and of course regular vet care. Unfortunately, there are those genetic diseases that come with old age, cancer, arthritis, some of the other immune deficiency disorders we see, and we just can't tell when those are going to strike. But hopefully with regular vet care, dogs can live the most quality of life that they can.
Well, we're going to talk about Elderdog PEI with Kelly Mullally, who's a member of the group. And Kelly, why don't you tell us a little bit about the background of this Elderdog organization?
It's really an interesting story, the background behind it. A woman, Dr. Ardra Cole, who lives in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, and is a professor and trained in applied educational psychology. She had conducted a lot of research with her research partner on the human-animal bond, and particularly in relation to Alzheimer's.
Okay.
And then a tragedy happened in her life. Her eldest brother passed away, and she ended up taking care and permanently of his chocolate lab, a senior dog, and he was named Mr. Brown. And it got her thinking about the relationship between humans, animals, seniors, senior dogs, and what would happen in another situation if a dog needed a new home suddenly, a senior dog, and nobody was available. And that started Elderdog.
And then when did the group come to Prince Edward Island?
Came to Prince Edward Island in about 2014. Mm-hmm. And there's a great woman named Ruth Courtney Beck who lives in the eastern part of PEI, and she's done a lot of animal welfare work for a long, long time. So she was volunteering to do Elderdog work in eastern PEI and then got busy. And she put a call out for some volunteers, and there were a couple of great media stories, and people stepped up to help. And the next thing you knew, the pod, as it called, was established. And now we have volunteers from right across PEI.
And this is pod, PAWD, right?
That's right.
Like
you
that.
got it. Yeah.
How did you get involved, Kelly?
I saw one of the stories, to tell you the truth, a couple of years ago, and I wanted to volunteer somehow. And I thought, what a great organization, helping seniors and senior dogs and not charging a fee for it. And I thought that was phenomenal because I knew that there were people out there that wanted to help.
Well, if you don't mind telling us about some of the things Elderdog's been able to do so far to help people in the province.
Sure, you bet. There's a variety of things, actually. A lot of seniors are living in their homes with their senior pets, and they're just struggling just a bit to be able to take care of them properly. So they may not be able to get them out for a walk like they used to. Or they may need some help with transportation, getting them to a vet visit or getting them to a groomer. So our volunteers who are screened help them by either going into their home and taking their dogs for walks occasionally or helping them both with transportation to get to those important appointments.
Any sense of how many people have been able to be helped through this?
It's a good question. I wouldn't have the exact numbers now, but I know it's growing steadily as more awareness grows about the fact that Elderdog exists on PEI, which is exactly what we want to happen.
Well, and that awareness continues to grow because there's a new initiative being sponsored by the Rotary Club. We have some news to report today. So what's going on with this?
It's wonderful. It's a program called the Helping Paw Program, and it's being able to happen because of a grant that came through the Rotary Club of Charlottetown. And again, it's focusing on seniors and senior pets in the Charlottetown area, and it will enable them to obtain routine vet care. So the actual cost of the annual exam maybe, or the vaccinations that have been out of reach of the senior to be able to provide to their pet. Maybe purchasing some specialized food if there's an allergy or a stomach condition going on, or those flea and tick treatments through your vet. That can sometimes be a challenge financially for some seniors to be able to get. And bathing and grooming facilities, we're going to ask them to help out and help with some basic grooming for some animals if they need help as well. But we need to find the seniors and the senior pets who need our help. So that's why we're here talking to you today.
How new is this initiative, this Rotary Club sponsored initiative?
Brand new. We're just launching it now, actually, and it will be going from now until the end of the year.
What kind of an impact do you think this will make in people's lives, Kelly?
Well, there's a lot of scientific research out there that shows how important the human-animal bond is, and I think it really is particularly true when it comes to seniors as well. It makes a lot of difference in their physical health, in their mental health, and in their ability to not feel isolated. And also, the animals who live with seniors have a pretty good life too, because they've got a pretty constant companion there all the time with them.
So how can people get involved if either they want to help or need the help? How do they get in touch?
Yeah, either or. We'd love to hear from you. So they can send an email to elderdogpei@gmail.com. That's our pod's email address. Or they could phone our volunteer, Lynn, who's going to take the phone calls for this, and her number is 902-969-2926.
Marty, obviously you're a veterinarian. You know how to take care of Jake. But to see an organization like this where volunteers are helping out and to see new initiatives like this one in Charlottetown, what do you think of this and where things are going with this?
Well, I think it's just great, Matt. And like Kelly said, being able to maintain your pet in your own home is so valuable for that relationship. And I know that Elderdog also helps many times with a person who, say, can't maintain that relationship if they're moving into an assisted living situation or palliative care. Elderdog can help rehome that dog. Sending an older dog to the shelter, not always people who want to adopt are looking to do that with an older dog that may have health problems. So having a volunteer organization help with that networking to find new homes for these dogs. But what I was reading about that really struck me is that Elderdog emphasizes keeping the relationship. So the original senior owner who's now, let's say, in assisted living, may be able to reach out and talk and get reports on how their beloved pet is doing, and maybe even visits can be arranged. So although there is a new owner, it's really nice that that relationship can continue as best it can.
And it seems like we say this every time you drop by, Marty, but these are members of the family, and this can happen at a stressful time in someone's life. So they want to make sure that the family member is being taken care of.
Yeah,
right,
you
Kelly?
bet. And it can be on a temporary basis too. Sometimes there's a senior who has to go into hospital and have some surgery, and they're recuperating from that. So there are temporary foster homes as well that will step in and give a hand as well. Lots of good work going on.
Appreciate you both coming in and telling us about this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.